Since picking up my first personal development book at the age of 26, I've been consistently striving to become a better version of myself. It's been an up and down journey to say the least, packed with a lot of wins, a lot of failures, and also a lot of lessons. But if I could share any of these lessons with you, these 7 have been life-changing for me. Lesson 1 is purpose is everything. To me, clear purpose means understanding exactly who you want to be in life, what goals you want to achieve, what life you want to live, and most importantly, why. Why do you want to be this person? Why do you want to achieve these goals? And why do you want to create this lifestyle? What is the deep emotional reason why? And not just in the short term, but what is your long-term vision? For me, a long time in my life, I lacked purpose. And because I did, I was lost, I was out of control, I was trying to impress everyone, and I got stuck in destructive cycles, and it made me hate the person that I was. But everything changed for me when I created purpose. It gave me clarity on how to show up. It pushed me to go sober. It allowed me to become proud of myself, achieve incredible goals that I'm proud of, and most importantly, change my life. I know that if I didn't create this purpose in my life, I would have either wasted it or I would have lost my life. If you're unsure about your own purpose right now, if you look below, I've got the exact framework and method that I used that showed me how to create purpose in my life. Lesson number 2 is you are capable of anything that you set your mind to. If you have a clear vision in your mind, you be courageous, you take action, and you refuse to quit, you can achieve anything that you want in your life. Now, if someone told me that at 26, I would have said that they was lying because my confidence was so low and I always let myself down. But what changed my life wasn't confidence, it was belief. When I started to read books and see other successful people achieve incredible things in their life, and they come from far worse places than I ever did, then I had to look at myself in the mirror and ask, why is that not possible for me too? And that's what happened with this app that I'm developing. 5-6 years ago, I had a vision in my mind, and at that point, I wasn't even ready to make this app, but I'd never seen it before. But up until this day, I've held that vision in my mind. I was courageous enough to go for it. I took action and I've refused to quit. And over the last year, it's all been getting designed and built to be released in the next couple of weeks. And that is just proof that you can do anything that you set your mind to. If you have a strong enough vision, you be courageous, you take action, and you never give up, anything is possible. Lesson number 3 is play the long game and be patient. Before I fully committed to my vision, everything that I chased was short term. I wanted it now. I was doing drink and drugs for short term pleasure. I was looking for easy ways to earn money. I'd take steroids to try and get in shape quick, and I'd invest in things before I was ready. And all this done was cause me loads of problems. Great things take time. It takes a lot of time to get in great shape. It takes time to build a great business. It takes time to earn a lot of money. It takes time to become a better version of yourself, to build habits, to achieve your goals. Start looking at everything long term. Not what can I achieve right now, but what can I achieve in the next 3, 5, 10 years and so on. If you approach everything with that mindset, you'll be more patient, you'll make better progress, you won't waste money, you won't waste time, and the journey becomes a lot more rewarding and fulfilling. Lesson number 4 is cut loose of whatever don't serve you. I struggled with this for a long time. I stayed in past relationships for well longer than I needed to. I hung around with certain friends that I knew I needed to go. I overindulged in habits when I knew they weren't no good for me. I stayed in environments that weren't serving me. And the hardest thing was letting go of an old identity that didn't serve me. And the reason I struggled with all of this, because I was scared of being alone. I didn't want to be the odd one out. And it just wasn't familiar and it was uncomfortable. But by letting go, that is when my life completely changed. When I hung on to that old identity, I started to go back to all of the things that didn't serve me. And it wasn't allowing me to step into the version of me that I wanted to be. So I was stuck in this middle limbo. I didn't want to be here, but I wasn't quite here yet. But I was in the middle, doing some of the things I did want, but then consistently going back to all of the things that don't serve me. But as soon as I said enough is enough, and I stepped into the version of me that I wanted to be, everything started to come together. I started to get myself in better environments. I started to commit to my goals. I started to show up better for myself, and everything started to work out. Don't hold on to anything that doesn't serve you. Lesson number 5 is that failure is feedback. One thing that I've never let stand in my way is failure. What's funny, even in my drinking days, I would always try and come back. Even if I was defeated, I'd say I was going sober or I'm not going to drink, I would try again. But the problem back then was that I didn't learn from my failures. So every time I tried going back, I was trying with the same approach. But when you start to learn from your failures, you realize that failure is feedback. And by the way, I failed in a lot of things. I did fail to go sober 6 times. I failed in past relationships. I failed in my business. I failed with running challenges. I failed with my goals. I failed at a lot of things. But why I improved, why I progressed, why I grew, why I got better and succeeded in the end is because I learned from every time that I failed. There was a new lesson that I come away with and applied, and by doing so, I was able to get success on the other end. Failure is not the problem. It's when you don't understand why you're failing that is the big problem. If you can learn from all your failures and your mistakes, you'll turn them all into great successes. Lesson number 6 is educate yourself. As mentioned earlier, I read my first book at 26. And no wonder my life was complete chaos before this, because I didn't actually know what to do to change my life. But since picking up books and educating myself, it enabled me to start thinking differently and most importantly, act differently. If you want to improve any area of your life, there is going to be a book, there is going to be a course or a video that's going to enable you to do so. Since picking up my first book, I've read hundreds of books, I've done multiple courses, I've attended seminars, and all of these things have allowed me to change my life in every single aspect. Improve my health, improve my finances, improve my career, improve my relationships, and make me become a better version of myself. Even up until this day, I study for at least 30 minutes to an hour a day because there's always something that I can improve on. And one of the best ways to do it is by educating yourself. Lesson number 7 is invest in yourself. After years of reading books, doing courses, and watching all the YouTube videos I can, I realized that I needed something different to take me to that next step. Because what I wanted the answers to, I wasn't able to find anywhere out there. So I decided to invest in a coach. Now, I went from going to personal training to online coaching, and I didn't know how to run a business at all. So I decided to get on the phone to a business coach. We got to the end of the thing, and they said that it's going to be $7,000 for 3 months. Now, in that moment, I was fucking petrified. I was sweating. I was like, I ain't got the money for this. But I told them that I had it, and when I get off, I'm going to transfer it to them. They then said, don't worry, we can wait while you're on the phone to move it around. So I made some ridiculous lie that it's in some savings account that I need time to get it out from, everything. It was a big bluff. But I got off the call. As fucking fearful as I was about that investment, I knew something was right about it. And I knew that's what I needed to help me to get to that next stage. So what I done, I got on the online, I applied for a Sainsbury's loan and managed to get accepted for the loan. And I rung back the person 2 days later and I paid for the coaching. Now this coaching over the next 3 months helped me build all of the foundations in my business. Learning how to make content, learning how to market, show your product off and gain clients. And within the next 3 to 6 months, I managed to get all of my money back and completely transform my life and business. And all what I learned in that time is everything that I use still upon this day. Now, since doing that, I've had high performance coaches, training and nutrition coaches, public speaking coaches, therapists. I've had speaking coaches. I've had everything to help me get to that next level. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a coach, but coaches are cheat codes. They will save you time. They will save you wasting energy. And in the long run, they will save you a hell of a lot of money. If you haven't got a coach, think about an area of your life right now where you can't take yourself any further and invest in someone that can help you. If I could leave you with anything, it would be these 7 lessons. If you create purpose in your life, you know that you are capable of achieving anything that you want. You play the long game and be patient. You let go of anything that don't serve you. You learn from your failures. You educate yourself. You invest in yourself. I promise you, you will become the person that you know that you're capable of being.